Can you please state your name and where you live?
My name is Julie Campbell Bode and I live in Royal Oak, Michigan, and I am the board chair of Femmes for Dems.
And I notice an accent.
Yeah, so I was not born here. I was born in Australia, and my husband and I have lived here for 5 years.
Okay, well, welcome to Royal Oak and Inkster, you know. So I would imagine that there isn't the kind of drama, well, sometimes there's drama in elections in Australia, you know.
There is.
Yeah, I can remember several, but nothing on this level.
It's a much shorter span. So the election process is much shorter. So you usually have 6 to 8 weeks sort of drama, not 2 years of drama. So it's much shorter.
Have you ever had a candidate for prime minister that is, right?
Yeah, prime minister. Yeah.
Say that put in doubt whether or not he would leave office if he lost?
Oh no, never. No, it's different there because it's obviously it's a sovereign country and we have a governor general. So the prime minister is not the be all and end all. There is prime ministers have been removed from their position by higher powers, the governor general. So it's a little different.
So as an Australian looking at this from your perspective, you know, your historical perspective, what are some of your thoughts? What are some of your concerns?
Well, I suppose one of my thoughts and concerns is about what you mentioned about the whole concept of a president considering or even mentioning or even thinking about not leaving office, you know, like not leaving office, based on the will of the people. To me, the democracy does not work like that. But I think one of the concerns I really have is about voter suppression. I feel that voter suppression here is so incredibly ingrained, and the fact that voting is on a Tuesday and not a holiday, it's just any given Tuesday that they basically have this, they have the election. The fact that it's not compulsory to vote, so the government has no obligation really to ensure that people are able to vote. It's just, randomly, whatever the clerk's office wants to do, they can put in one voting, poll booth, or they can, like they've done in Texas, and basically make it, one per county. To me, that's voter suppression. And the fact that, and that concerns me because that's not how democracy should work. Everyone should have the right to have their voice heard, and they should be able to do that as easy as possible. And it's not like that here.
What do you think about Donald Trump's sexism?
Oh, well, as you can see, I run a group called Femmes for Dems, and I am absolutely in the corner of women for Biden and Kamala Harris. What do I think about his sexism? So this is my position on that. I believe in the old adage, if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. But what we've been fed over the last 4 years, quite frankly, is basically a diet of lies and corruption with a huge side helping of racism and misogyny. And it just keeps the way that he treats women, the way that he simply, turns around and dismisses women and their opinions and assumes that suburban women like me are going to support him by basically entering into this racist rhetoric. It's complete sexism and racism, and he just does not give up. So it disturbs me terribly. My group, Femmes for Dems, we have over 9,000 members just in this little part of Michigan. And that has grown because this man has basically, first of all, it grew because the most qualified woman or the most qualified person back in 2016 did not get elected. She won, by the way, in terms of number of votes by 3 million votes. And it was pure sexism then, and it still stands today. Even with, I am very excited to get behind Joe Biden. He wasn't my first choice, but I'm very excited to get behind him and Kamala Harris. But we have to keep fighting. As women, we have to continue to support each other and fight to have our voices heard. We have to get those seats at the table. Here in 2018 in Michigan, we worked terribly hard to get Governor Whitmer elected, and now the way she's being treated is just horrendous. It's just huge sexism still, the way she's being treated here by President Trump as well as other people here in Michigan. So it upsets me greatly, and we'll fight every day, every minute of every day to make this happen.
One last question. What is your main fear, in the run-up to the election and afterwards?
So my main fear is honestly it's the division that this man has courted. He's not a president for all people living in America. He's a president for the red states. He's a president for the people that have voted for him. And he cares less about the rest of us. And what he has done, he's given everyone permission to be divided. He's given everyone permission to treat each other so poorly. We've been standing here on the street holding out our signs, and we've had people like abusing us. I've had people laughing at me when I've been out canvassing and talking to people. He's sowed this divide, even down to simply wearing masks. So the thing that I'm very concerned about is after the election, if he chooses not to leave office, even if he does leave office, I think the rhetoric is so high, the temperature is so high here in the United States, and particularly here in Michigan. You look at what the governor had to go through. Those people are going to be very, very angry, and it concerns me greatly that we're going to continue to be that divided, and if not more.